What's up, guys? It's Damp. Today I'm going to walk you through how to catch unique striped bass. You can see there that was a 50 pounder I got earlier, and this is the spot we're going to be fishing in right here. About 75 feet out or 22 meters at the dam in California. So you can kind of see the reflection of those trees, cast the reflection in the middle, and wind in is how your setup's going to go. I'll show you the gear setup at the end of the video, but that's the spot you really want to be in for this to be effective. I will tell you, you'll catch a lot of non-trophy here, and you'll catch, obviously, trophy. Make sure your times are right, which I'll post in the description. But one big caveat I'd give to you before you even start this is do not try and tackle this at level 17, as I think it's really detrimental to your gear. So at level 17, you don't have a lot of heavy float tackle. You really don't get access to it until it's level 18. And really level 19 is where you want to be. That's what level I am right now. Level 17 you can't get there. What I meant was level 18, I would not recommend it. Level 19 is where you want to be before you even try and tackle the trophy and uni stripers from a float rod. And the reason being is they get up to 52 pounds, and your tackle really isn't meant to handle anything like that until you get to level 19, and even then it involves the premium Brutus rod. So without buying a gold rod or buying the $50 heavy float DLC, you're really going to have a difficult time. And in my opinion, like the first one I hooked up with, it broke my reel. So I would not recommend trying to do that. It's really frustrating and can be really expensive to repair your gear. So my recommendation as far as when to start these would be level 19. So from level 18 to 19, there is another way you can get some uni strike bass. I've been told that it's the yellow and green crankbait that goes down to 23 feet or probably 7 meters. Throwing in off the docks in that peg in California to just throwing at the sun. I've heard that the dock on the right, throwing it to the sun. I can't confirm that because I haven't caught one yet, and I'm like almost level 20, so I can tell you that I've thrown that bait a lot in the peak times, and I haven't been able to confirm that. Now, something that a lot of people are getting confused with is they're like, oh, I caught a unique on this, that, or the other thing, and it was in a tournament or a competition. In my opinion, if you're in a tournament or you're in a competition, the unique spots are all over the place, and it's completely RNG. There's no real time restriction. It doesn't seem to be, at least from what I can tell. So if somebody's telling you, hey, this is what I caught the unique on, ask them if it was in a competition or if it wasn't, because to me it seems to make a big difference. I've tried some of those techniques that people have said, oh, I got it in a competition, and it hasn't worked. So for this spot that you guys are looking at here, as you'll see me go into some sort of seizure here to try and deal with that run. The spot we're at is at the dam, and this is in California, obviously. And that spot that I showed you guys right in the beginning is really where you want to be, ideally. You want to be right around in that pocket where the reflections of the trees are. There isn't really a lot of room for, I guess, like there's not really a lot of room around there where you can cast and be successful, and the reason is you're going to be throwing this at max depth, and it's a deep pocket that's in that particular area. But you'll notice if you wind in a little bit or you're to the left or the right, your bobber will lay on its side. You're probably not in the right spot, so I would wind in and recast. I would leave your bait, probably sit out there for I don't know, anywhere between probably 5 to 10 in-game minutes. If you don't get a bite, wind in and cast back out and try again. I've heard that you can get it on anything from a 4/0 to a 7/0 as far as the hook size. I'm using 6/0, and both the unis that I've caught have both been on 6/0 hooks. So you see here, we're going to cut away and cut out the video because this fight took, I think it was almost 20 in-game or 20 RL minutes. So we've already been fighting it for almost an hour in-game. And I went ahead and cut away and cut into the rest of the fight here where we talk about what to use for tackle. So I would recommend a 30-pound braid. It gives you a little more flexibility, in my opinion, to kind of throw the fish around a little bit. The rod we're using, I'll show you guys at the end, the rod and reel setup, but it's the premium Brutus rod that you have available. I believe it's at 19, and then I'm using the Terminator reel that has more drag, because I think that's a lot more important when it comes to the float fishing, is having the heavier drag setting. As far as our depth, again, it's max depth. We're throwing shiners, and my recommendation is before you even come to California, you can throw shiners for quite a few fish here, for trophy Chinook salmon, for the trophy steelhead even. So pick up 100 to 200 shiners before you even come in, at least by level 19, because you're probably not going to use them at level 18. But at 19, you may want to switch up to float fishing, because I think it's a little easier to get the trophies and uniques on it. For the rest of the stuff here, I mean, really, guys, what I tell you is a lot of you have reached out to me over the last week as I posted a new video, and they said, Damp, I just can't, I can't get it to work. I'm in the same spots. Just keep in mind that the uniques are really heavily RNG, and look out when somebody else is catching a unique, because in my opinion, what happens is when someone else catches a unique, they come in bunches, and you'll see somebody catch one, and then someone else will catch another one a couple minutes later or almost instantly after it, or I've caught one at the same time as somebody else. And, you know, be prepared to switch to your rod when somebody hooks up a unique. I personally don't think it's RNG with what I see every single day in the game. It doesn't seem to be RNG. Once a unique comes up, it seems like you have a much higher chance to be able to catch another fish. So keep that in mind. Last couple things I'd say is be very cognizant of your drag settings, especially if you're trying to do this at level 18. Almost immediately, if one of these stripers hooks up and runs, it can ruin your reel very quickly. I had that happen at level 18 trying to do this. So again, my recommendation is really try and do it at level 19. Don't screw around and try and do it at level 18. I don't think that's worthwhile. I think it's just going to cause you frustration. You're going to break your reel, or you're going to have really long fights that don't necessarily make sense. So that's pretty much it for the most part, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And at the end here, in a couple seconds, you'll see my setup that I used, and that's what I would recommend. So thanks again for watching. Let me know in the comments, or send me a tweet or whatever on some of the fish you want to see next. I'll be in Michigan starting probably tomorrow. I'll be in Michigan. So there's a uni, 42 pounds. It was a hell of a fight for a 43-pound fish. Way more difficult than the 50-pound fish I caught before. So we have the Exterminator 5500, the Brutus 1110. I'm using the chubby bobber, the 6/0 hook, shiners at max depth. So thanks guys very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Later.